Good morning and welcome to what is far too early for a Saturday morning, especially when I'm on holiday. We're here in Brighton early because Openreach promised to actually deliver some cabling and ducting to us between 8:39 and 9:39 this morning, which is very precise for Openreach. They haven't arrived yet. So last week we had what looked like a nice tidy plot. This week we're back to building site. It's all good though, because basically Dave has started doing the block work for the porch that will go over the front door. That's planned to be a nice oak porch in the style of the local vernacular around here. You can just see the block work for that is started there. And in addition, we've now actually started to dig out all of the foundations required to actually get the drainage around the house. So this is the front of the house, which is the east side. As you can see, the trench continues round to the north side, and those are the 2 points where we have en-suites coming down. So the furthest one away from me will be the drainage for the downstairs ensuite, and the one close to me will be for the one for the master suite. More digging here on the west face, so again that will be where one of the downpipes comes down from the guttering on the roof, and then the trenching carries on right the way round this side of the house. It's actually been covered back over again in front of where the bifolds are. That's because the bifold should have been installed on Monday. And we come round to the south face of the house. More pipe work all the way around there on the south face. So one quick job we need to do today is actually reconfirm the percolation test results for our soakaways. We're given permission to use soakaways, which were based on some preliminary test results. That was actually done by the previous owners before they sold the plot to us. But we just need to redo them to actually check what the drainage rates is, so we can actually give that to building control. That means I need to dig a big hole here, go down about 800 mil, then dig a 300 by 300 mil hole in the bottom of that, and then we do a drainage test based on that. Okay, that's taken a bit longer than I thought, and it's a hell of a lot harder than I thought. The first sort of six inches were really like concrete, but now what we've actually got is a hole that goes down about 800 mil, flattens out, and then a further hole that goes down nearly 400, another 400 mil actually, which is the bit we have to fill with water. Just to demonstrate that I'm not lying, that's right the way down there. Okay, I'm not so sure how much of the hole you will actually see, but basically it's about 1 metre square. It goes down about 800 mil to the shoulder, and then there is a pit in it which is actually a bit over 300 mil deep, which is this bit here, and you might just be able to make out there are 2 screws in it. The first screw, the lower screw, is 150 mil, 75 mil from the bottom of the pit. The next one is 150 mil above that one, and you basically time the time it takes the water to drain between those 2 markers, and that's what tells you your percolation rate. And that happened to be almost exactly 10 litres of water. I'm expecting this to take minutes rather than seconds, It's already dropped probably 5 centimetres below the first pin in the first 30 seconds. Okay, I was right, it was longer than a few seconds. So we are now, let me just check my time, whoops, 1 hour 35.5 minutes in, and the second screw is now just about fully exposed. So I'm going to stop the stopwatch at that. Finally stop. Okay, so we've done the timing of the drainage of the water in the big hole, and now we have to work out whether we've actually passed our percolation test or not. So using our OSB Mark 1 soakaway calculator, we come to this. So it took us 1 hour 35 minutes 42 seconds to actually drain the 150 mils between the two markers in the hole. That comes out as 5,742 seconds. You take that number, you divide it by 150, which is basically 150 mils between the two markers, and that gives you a number of 38.28. And the important thing is, if 38.28 is less than or equal to 100, we pass the percolation test, and we can shift water fast enough to allow us to have a soakaway, which is the big blue tick. Okay, second part of today's soakaway test. That's the new drains that are being installed that will take the water from the guttering. You can just see over here, that's one of the pipes that will be connected to our guttering, and that will flow into this area here to that box there, which will have a diverter in it. Now normally that will flow down to the soakaways that we've just done the calculations for, but this yellow pipe just down here, I'll just focus in on that. This is one of the old drainage pipes that's actually within the field itself, and what we're hoping is that we can connect into that pipe and have a valve that we can switch over to, and that pipe should then actually feed all the way across the back lawn and down into the pond, which is just over there. That will allow us to actually A, have an alternative to the soakaways, and B, top up the pond free of charge. So what we're going to do now is actually stick that hose pipe just there into the end of this and hope that water ends up in the pond. So we're going to give that a go now. Okay, bit Heath Robinson, but I've actually managed to jam the water hose pipe into the yellow tube, and now we'll go down to the pond and see if we can find out where it comes out, or if it comes out. Okay, so we're down in the pond. You can just see the house in the background, and I expected the water outlet to be about there. It turns out it's not. It's actually over in this corner, just here. I'll just zoom in on there. You can probably just see the water pouring out of that area just there. Okay, so this is the west face, and this is the space where the bifold doors are being fitted. Now, we had an outstanding job to do here, because when the house was built, you had the outer brick skin, which is the grey bricks, then you had the cavity gap. You can just about see that on the far left. It's full of far stops at the moment. Then we had the wooden frame. Now, the bifold door effectively bridges the gap between the wooden frame, that cavity, and the brick outer, so that the doors are virtually they're not quite level with the outer brickwork, but they are recessed slightly, but they would have had to have gone across the gap which was there. So basically what we had to do was create a concrete level platform that those doors could actually sit on. We've been doing that this week. I'll show you a few pictures of how we did it. We basically put a wooden form along the front, suspended that to the wooden platform you can see at the back here, those wooden bits there, and then mixed up a concrete and poured it in. Then we removed it yesterday, and it's provided a reasonably flat concrete space for us to actually place the doors on. You won't see any of that. The doors, as I said, will sit smack bang in the middle of it, and then there's actually a sill that will actually wrap round and around that bit of concrete and down onto the brick level. So although it looks a tiny bit scrappy, it shouldn't actually matter. Right, so upstairs, Helen has been mega busy all week. That over in the corner is all the mechanical heat and ventilation system stuff coming up from the plant room. This is bedroom 4, so going up into bedroom 4, you can see it goes up there, comes across the beams here, and then from there it's distributed out to all the rest of the rooms upstairs. You can just see above Helen's head there, Plenum, which is one of the distribution points. It's got a cap on it at the moment, and that will actually be cut down to the same level as the plasterboard, and then a proper vent put into it when it's ready. Apart from doing all the mechanical heat ventilation system, she's also managed to do most of the upstairs underfloor heating boarding. So this silver boarding with the preformed grooves in it is where the upstairs underfloor heating goes. So this is bedroom 4 now done. If I go this way, you can see that basically the upstairs corridors are now done. That's the corridor through to the upstairs snug. And then if we go this way, see if Helen will give us a wave. This is the corridor along the balcony via the void. That's all but now been done. Bedroom 3 has also now been done and has been turned into our new storeroom with all the stuff on it, which was previously in bedroom 4. And then, as you can see, it goes through into our bedroom, which was previously done. Bathroom is already, the ensuite is already done, and there's just now the walk-in wardrobe, which is over here to do. And our next job is to move all of that stuff out of the walk-in wardrobe so that Helen can actually do that. So this is another view of Helen's handiwork in the plant room. That's all of the inlet and outlet tubes coming down. There are a total of 30 of them. We've literally just counted them. They all fit into 2 boxes, one for inlet, one for outlet. And there's an example of one there. Each one of those can take 15 tubes into it. So you can see those go up here and then to the left. And if I come through the wall, this is the vents piping, it's coming across what will be the roof of the kitchen. Then you can start to see them peeling off there. That goes through underneath the sort of the bridge and into the office and the downstairs toilets. Whereas these ones here carry on across here. Next set turn off there, those go into the dining room and bedroom number 2, and then the final pair there carry on and go to that plenum.